Ableton released a new version of Live 12.2, and in this version they have a feature called Bounce to New Track, and today I'm going to talk about why this is such a great feature. So the Bounce to New Track in Ableton, if you select a MIDI clip and you click right click, it says here Bounce to New Track, shortcut Command B on Mac. It's such a great workflow improvement. Of course, you could always do this in Ableton, and it just took a few actions. So before you had to first duplicate a track, then flatten it and freeze it. Recently they combined flatten and freeze into one action, so it was only duplicate and flatten and freeze. So this is just for the intro, and these drums are the same as the drums I have up here. Or I duplicated the drum track and then froze it. And if you freeze it, then after that you can pitch it down. But now it's in one feature, it's in one command or one click basically. And why is this such a great feature? You might have seen other videos about it. Some people really like it, other people they don't really care about it. The reason why I think it is great, if you work with MIDI and you want to create variation or you want to create glitches and you want to do that by working with audio directly on the timeline, you have to convert that MIDI into audio, and that takes several steps, and now you can do it in one step. And I use this technique quite often to, especially on drums, but sometimes also on a sampler or on a synthesizer, to basically create variation. So it is a small improvement. It's not a new functionality really, but it's just an improvement, but it does make your life easier. And especially if you are into shortcuts, you can work even quicker. So let's go to Live and start using it on a drum break. So I created this simple 808 drum break with the standard kit in Ableton. And this is a nice little drum loop, but after a while you want some variation. And especially I like to use pitching up and down and also reversing and some kind of stutter effects. And you can create kind of stutter effects in the MIDI clip, of course, but it's also nice to do it with audio and to make it a bit more rough. So basically, if we, let's zoom in a little bit. Let's say we want to create some reversed snare. So here we have some multiple snares, so maybe this snare, just the one that is just before the main snare. Let's select this part of the clip, let's do Command B, and now it creates a new track. It mutes this part of the MIDI clip, and we have the audio on this part on this track. So if we just play it, it sounds exactly the same, of course, but now we can select this and reverse it, for instance. We can also pitch it down a little bit. Let's do -3. And in this way you can create very easily these kind of glitches. So let's do a few more. This is the hi-hat. Let's duplicate it. Let's actually move it to the same track as the snare and delete the other track. And now we can, for instance, duplicate it several times. So the first one is going to be the same pitch. The next one is going to be -2, -4, -6, -8, -10. So when we play this now, we create a nice little hi-hat roll that also goes down in pitch. And this is all just in Ableton with no plugins, no effects. It's just working with the audio on the timeline that is bound from a MIDI track. Let's do something with this kick. The only thing with this feature is that it creates a new track every time, which makes sense because it doesn't know that it can also place it on this track. So if you know which parts you want to bounce, you can already select multiple parts in your clip, I guess. Let's try that actually, if that works. You can't select multiple parts, so you can select only the longer part. But yeah, so we just have to delete some tracks here. But sometimes you want it on different tracks because you want to add effects, and then it's actually good. So yeah, let's see. Let's pitch this kick drum up. Oh. +12 and reverse it as well. Maybe not reverse it, but let's duplicate it. Let's use this snare drum And let's leave it on a separate track and let's duplicate it a few more times and add an effect to it. So maybe we add a little bit of a delay on this snare drum that is on a separate track. Let's see what kind of effect we can get with this. Good thing is that we also have control over the volume now separately, so we can maybe automate the volume of this track. Let's duplicate this for the second bar and also duplicate the MIDI. And as you can hear, you already have a much more varied drum loop that started just from a basic MIDI drum loop and without using any effects except for the delay on the snare. So this is really cool, I think. But of course, we're not limited to only doing this with drums. Here I added a synthesizer with some very basic kind of broken chords. So maybe in the beginning, this chord, we want to reverse it as well. So let's select it. Maybe lower the volume a bit. And then you get, with the reversing, you get this really like rolling effect, like rolling into the next chord. And maybe on the last chord, let's also bounce this again to a new track, or to the same track as the other ones. We're actually going to play the first chord as it was and then just use it here. So put it later and then let's time stretch it. So we do it twice. We multiply it twice by 2, so it stretches out for the entirety. Let's see how that sounds. And pitch it down maybe. Let's stretch it only once. Duplicate it and reverse it. Alright, so I stretched it only once, I cut it off only half a bar and then duplicate it and reversed it. So now it sounds like this. Let's play the whole thing. Let's add a bass to it as well. So as you can hear, you can really use it to create glitches and variations in a very easy way. Let me know how you use the bounce to new track feature in Ableton if you have used it. As always, thanks for watching, keep making music, and see you in the next one.